The power of transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us. Power of transformation is in our love. We've got each other, and God's got us.
I'm here, Ramon Carter, also known as the Transformational Strategist, and I'm sitting here with my wonderful, beautiful, lovely, virtuous, voluptuous, brilliant, extravagant. Uh, I was about to say pretty hot and tempting, but that's what Michelle always say. I ain't want to say that. You understand me? I apologize, Michelle. You understand me if I said that. But my wife is pretty hot and tempting as well. You understand me? But that's my beautiful wife, the lovely Miss Miko Carter.
Good afternoon. I'm sorry, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
And so this week's episode is we're talking about you can't fix a person. You can't fix a person. Oftentimes I see people getting in and out of relationships. Oh, baby, I can fix him. I can fix him, man. I can fix her. But the reality is, you can't fix nobody. And I wanted to use my prophet Lovi Elias. It is not me. It is God. This is Jesus Christ. I cannot do it. When you see me doing anything, it is not me that I am doing. It is Jesus Christ. When I believe, I put my faith in Jesus Christ. So we can't fix nobody. It is not I. It is the Lord who does all things. And we can do all things through him. But the reality is we cannot fix a person. And so what does it mean when people say you can't fix a person? And uh, what that means is that you cannot change someone else's fundamental behaviors, thoughts, or emotional patterns. True change has to come from within the individual, not from external pressure or influence. Uh, and so when I say that, and that's gonna be, I'm gonna get that together. You understand me? Yeah, America, you saw my hand. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it together. You understand me? But at the same time, you can't fix nobody. That's just the bottom line. That's like straight raw and uncut. You know what I'm saying? You have to want to change. You have to want to change. And oftentimes we get in relationships and the other person may be broken from a previous relationship. And we are not in the fixing. But in the midst of that, you just got to have patience and let the Lord deal with that person. What you got to say?
You're absolutely right.
All right.
Absolutely right. But why is it that people try to fix their partners? Why is it that they do that? I believe, in my opinion, people try to fix their partner out of love or, the desire to just help that person. A lot of times they do it just to improve their relationship. But I realize that you just can't change a person or fix a person. They have to want to change, like Ramon, like my husband just said. They have to want to change. Like you gotta want to change. Period. Simple as
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Everybody want their partner to be better, right? And that's why you have to you keep them in prayer, right? If you want to deal with that person. I remember in we talked about this a while back. When you get in a relationship, it's like going on a car lot, right? Going on a car lot, and there's brand new cars on a car lot, right? Nobody's never driven it or anything. So imagine going to the car lot and you go and buy that new 2025 Cadillac Escalade, you understand me, the electric, right? You go on a car lot, nobody never drove this car, and you ain't even drive the car, but you want that car. And so you do all the paperwork, get the car and everything, and then all of a sudden, what happens is that when you get the car, you finally get the car, drive the car, and then you drive it home. And then you open up the trunk. And when you open up the trunk, there's a lot of baggage back there. Within those baggages are a lot of things. But there are some things in those baggages that you can use, and some things in those baggages that you can just throw away, right? But the whole reality of it is having patience on what to deal with and what not to deal with, if that makes any sense.
But what I do know is there's some danger in trying to fix someone.
Yeah,
There's
that's
danger in trying to fix a. I'm not gonna. You have to say fix. We could use the word change. Yeah, we can use the word change too, right?
you can use, yeah, you can
Because
do change.
fixing and changing not totally the same, but it's kind of. But um you can't change or fix the person. They have to want to do it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They just have to. They got to want to do it because the dangers of it is it will lead to you being very frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It will
Cause of
lead to
resentment.
yeah, it will lead to resentment, emotional exhaust.
Woo, that's a good one. Emotional exhaustion. Because when you try to fix a person and you see that uh, it ain't working, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get emotionally frustrated because that person really peeing you off.
Yeah, and it can cause some unhealthy dynamics where the partner feel inferior or inadequate, and it can possibly damage the relationship.
Exactly, most definitely.
So you gotta allow that person to. It's nothing wrong with encouraging and it's nothing wrong with wanting to see a change in your partner
Mm.
and creating a simple dialogue in order to uh direct them into a change versus you just trying to change them. Like it's ways that I think you can do things to kind of stimulate, a change like in a person to kind of like motivate them to
I
change.
like how you use that word stimulate. You
Yeah.
understand me? That just sounds so good right there. Stimulate me, baby.
I'm gonna get the cops. I'm gonna get the cops on you, Ramon. I'm gonna get the cops. For real though. But all right. Okay. All right.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so you don't want to get to a point where you're frustrated in your relationship. That's a no.
Mm-hmm. And as you're talking about that, because you can still be loving, like loving somebody and still recognize that you can't fix them. And that's right now, you can know in today, you have a lot of people in relationships and they know they can't fix this dude. She knows she can't fix this dude. This dude is an addict. This dude is who he is. He's a whoremonger.
So
He ain't never trying to change. He still won't dip and dab. He still won't be with you, his side piece, his dip, his boo. You understand me? And you can't fix him.
it's not just that. It's not and it's that, but not just that. When you're trying to fix it, can also be just a person just can't have a person just sometimes a lot of times I feel like you should have self motivation. You should be able to you should want to grow and everybody don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
But where I was at, I wanted to say something that was really important. Oh, I know what it was. When you with a person and if you love them, you have to love them with all their flaws, everything that come with them, right? You have to love them with their flaws. You
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
it's
to love them
important.
with their
It's
flaws.
important to support and encourage growth, but understanding that change is ultimately their
Their
responsibility.
responsibility. It is.
And even with that, because I see we're using the word change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can use the word change, but anything from my book, The Power of Transformation, applying 12 Kingdom Principles to your life. I'll talk about that later. Whenever you change anything, you can redo it all over again. And so that's why I'm always talking about transformation. Transformation. Transformation is a process, right? When you're in a relationship, it's a process. It's like the four stages of the butterfly. The butterfly starts off is the egg, then the larva, which is the caterpillar, then the pupal stage, which is the cocoon, and then the butterfly. In life, we all start off as an egg. Then we come to the larva stage, the caterpillar. But in the lifespan of the caterpillar, it eats and grows 100 times what it was hatched. And then over a period of time, it said, you know what? I'm tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being vulnerable to the birds picking me up. I'm tired of being vulnerable to the cars or the people stepping on me and running across me. So I need to get up out of the environment that I'm in order for me to elevate. And that's when the caterpillar crawls up to a vine, a branch, or something like that, a gate, and it gets to that stage of metamorphosis, right? If that's a word, metamorphosis. And then it lies dormant, separated from everybody, and it gets one-on-one within itself, literally digests itself, and then after that period, it becomes the beautiful sought-after butterfly.
Yes. Very good. I like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that book right there is The Power of Transformation, you understand?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, that book is
It's
right,
behind us.
right,
Yep. Right.
that purple one.
Right.
Yeah, right on
Right
over
there.
there.
There you go.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
there.
it's right there. You understand me? The power of transformation.
Yeah, I need to get that. But so you were just talking about, can you love someone and still recognize that you can't fix them? The question is absolutely. You can definitely love someone and realize that you cannot fix them.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't,
If
right?
loving you is wrong, I want
Because
to be
trying
right.
to fix someone can harm your own well-being.
Yeah, mess you up.
Yeah, it can lead to you being burnt out, emotionally strained, and the neglect of your own needs.
Yeah.
Constantly focusing on someone else's problem can cause you to lose sight of your own well-being
I,
and your own personal growth.
I've seen a lot of women get in relationship with Negroes, and yeah, I'm gonna say it. I said it with these dudes out here. I'm not gonna say men. They get in a relationship with these dudes, and you can see that these dudes is draining them dry, stressing them out. You out there losing weight, babe. You out there losing weight, and he out there living the life like he wants to live it because he don't want to get right. It reminds me of the movie with Life. They had the dude on there called Can't Get Right. So I'm gonna say he can't get right, babe. I sound like Bishop. But he can't get it right. You know what I'm saying? And he can't get it right, and he's stressing you out. You losing you can't even eat your bowl of Cheerios. You understand me? Because he's stressing you out. Sometimes you gotta know how to let go. So therefore, uh, the difference between supporting someone and trying to fix them is this. Supporting someone involves being there for them, offering encouragement, and helping when they seek it without imposing your will or trying to change them. Fixing involves trying to control or force change. We can't fix people. Again, we can't fix people. Some people you can't fix. No matter how many times you try to encourage this person, you doing it, you're wrong, it's not right, it's not right. Some people we just got, let them go.
Yeah, you gotta know when to walk away.
You gotta know when to hold them.
You really
Know
have to
when
know
to
when to walk
fold
away.
up. Know when to walk away. Know where to run. If it count,
All right,
you're
Cops.
blessed. I've been out there. If it on the reservation. Hey, when ready to run. If it, no. Oh, if it. That's New Orleans thing. Don't, praise the Lord. Don't judge me.
He'll do it every time. I'm telling you, he'll do it every time. Um, so so when you try to focus on like we were saying earlier, if you're trying to focus on someone else's problem, it'll cause you to lose sight of your own personal growth. And you don't want to do that. Because as you're growing, and your partner is stuck at a standstill, and you so busy focusing on trying to change that person and trying to get that person to see life the way you see life. And a lot of times I know we talking about relationships, but I just got to say this. A lot of times we do this as parents, as mothers with our children. We kind of focus on trying to change them because what we see for them And I guess I can use this as an example for the children wise, and it can also relate to relationship because a lot of times we will see something or want something so bad for our children, and no matter how much we push them or try to get them, they're gonna do it their own way. But that's just across the board with anybody. So when you're in a relationship and you're trying to force or push your partner to do something or to be something they not, you wasting your time. You wasting your time, right? They have to want it. They have to want to change. And a lot of times I've seen where in relationships a person will try, you will convince that person to a change, and then that person will try to change, and they'll only do that for so long, and then they're gonna convert right back to what's normal for them. So, like again, it's still a waste of time. So, you know, it's just not
and
necessary to do
and
that.
and don't get it twisted, because even though we're talking about relationships, period. You can't fix a person whether you're in a or like that relationship,
In a
man and woman
marriage,
relationship, and marriage
or
relationship,
even
but
a
even
friendship.
friendships,
Yeah.
right? We can't fix everybody, because some people just don't want to get fixed. Some people just want to live. Uh, some people just want to have those, what Romans chapter 1 talks about, reprobated minds. Some people just become reprobates, and they just want to live within their confines of what it is that they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to get it. They don't want to get it
And
together.
sometimes people
Uh,
don't even see what it is they
so
doing wrong. They don't even see that what they're doing is a problem, or the fact that they're being stuck somewhere
and
is a
watch this.
problem.
Watch this. I just Google a reprobate, right? I was talking about the Bible, but check this out. What's a reprobate? Reprobate mind, an unprincipled person, right? Unprincipled meaning they're living without principles. I can't. If a person don't have principles or morals, I can't deal with them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Unprincipled is reproach.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Disapproval, that's a reprobate. That's why the Bible talk about it. You turn them over to a reprobated mind. So you can't deal with them when they don't want to be like that. They reprobated. Turn them over
Right.
to it. And so therefore, uh, and why is it important to accept people as they are? Uh, Acceptance is crucial for healthy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It fosters mutual respect, understanding, and genuine love. Accepting someone as they are encourages authenticity and strengthens the relationship. We have the power to choose who we want to deal with and who we can't deal with. There's a lot of people I deal with, and I know they messed up in the head, but because of the man that I am, because of the Jesus, the Christ within me, right? I'd use that. That's a ministry, right? Because some people can't get it right the first time, second time, third, fourth. I didn't get it right the first time, so it's not depending on your love for that individual, right? My cutoff game is strong. I can cut somebody off. But if I really see, it had to be the Lord dealing with me to deal with that person. I'm not going to deal with them unless God is the Spirit of the Lord is telling me to deal with that person. Because maybe the Bible says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." So therefore, I can't. I'm. I can tolerate a person, but I don't have to tolerate a person. I can tolerate them, love them, but to an extent.
Basically, kind of like what they talked about in church on Sunday,
Yeah.
settling. That's almost like it.
Ooh, Pastor D talked about that,
Mm-hmm.
about settling. Don't settle. We don't have to settle for anything. We don't have to settle for the behavior of people,
Yeah, we
right?
don't.
We can love them. We can talk to them. But sometimes some reprobated minds, you know what? We just like, hey, I
But you
love
gotta,
you.
and what Ramon was saying, basically, you gotta know when to cut the person off. And like he was also saying that, a lot of times, he stick around and try to, you know, do whatever with that person because God tell him to stick around. So one of the number one things for me is to hear God's voice and him telling me, yeah, you can stick around and deal with this person a little while longer because change is gonna come, because he's working inside of that person as well. But then you have to also be able to hear God when He tell you it's time to walk away, because you will lose yourself and everything you have going on in trying to change that person for you, and in reality, that person is really not going to change.
And you got to understand, hearing the voice of God, you got to be in tune with God in order to hear it.
Of course.
For the Lord to lead you and guide you, so we don't want you to get that misconstrued, like hearing the voice of God. You got to be in tune with Him.
You do.
You got to be,
definitely have to be
that's
in
the
tune with Him.
communication with God. Just like communication in relationship, period, right? What are the long-term effects of staying in a relationship where you're trying to fix the other person? Over time, this dynamic can lead to frustration, resentment, and a power imbalance. It can also prevent both partners from growing individually and may ultimately cause the relationship to deteriorate. Over time, when a person don't want to, trying to fix a person, whatever, it can lead to frustration. We get frustrated with people as individuals. When a person you trying to, talk to over and over and over again, it will frustrate you, right? And now that becomes toxic because you're frustrated at the person, and sometimes we're going to pop, pop, pop. You understand? You want to lay some hands. You understand? Not no holy hands. I'm talking about some real hands on a person. You want to discipline them, and that's what that frustration get in that. And now you like, man, that resentment. Like, man, I don't know why I'm dealing with that person.
So my question is, why is it important? Why is it important to accept the people as they are? Why is it so important that you accept that person for who they are?
Because that's you showing a person, I'm gonna accept you for who you are because that's me showing you respect, right? Because the person who you are, I'm gonna show mutual respect. I respect you for who you are as a man. I respect you for who you are as a woman. You understand? I respect you, but I don't have to tolerate you.
And the reason we do it too, because we do it out of just having genuine love for that person, right? And you know when you accept a person for who they are, it provides strength in your relationship. Because I know, for me, all right, so when you really want to change, and I'm about to use this as an example real quick, and then we can move on past it. But I know, like, for me, it's I used to dress a certain way, right? And of course, when I got with my husband, with him being a leader in the church, I understand that it's certain things that I can't wear and I shouldn't wear. Now, the funny part about that is I understand that my husband don't desire me to dress the way I used to dress, even though when he met me, that was the way I dressed. But it wasn't him forcing me to change the way I dress, even though it was something he desired. I actually started to change the way I dress because of me, because I wanted to change it as well, right? And it's not just because of something he wanted, but because of the love that I have for him. It kind of created an avenue for me to change. You know what I'm saying? It just opened the door for me to want to change it.
Yeah, because she put something on and she'll come in there. Now, she know when she was wrong, right? But she knows she got stuff showing that ain't got to be no business showing. She
And
said,
it's
"Babe,
not like that.
wait a minute, let
It's
me
just
finish.
he
Let
don't
me
like. I can wear stuff with my stomach out or something, and he like.
And she'll ask me a question. Oh, babe, you think I can wear this? Anytime she come to you and say, "Do you think y'all can wear it?" You already know what I'm gonna say. You understand me? You got it over there trying to show all my prized possessions and everything. You understand me? Yeah, she loves her god doggone mind. I'm
No, it's
like,
just sometimes
doggone well.
So I don't
You
wear
gonna be
tight clothes, but sometimes, I will put on something and I have to ask because I'm like, I'm borderline on whether or not this is appropriate or not. Like, I'm borderline. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not wearing stuff where all my butt cheeks are out. I never did wear that kind of stuff. I never wore clothes where my butt cheeks and all that kind of stuff was out. But I always wear stuff where my cleavage will show a little bit, or um thighs and all that kind of stuff is out a little bit of a belly will show a little bit, but you know
That's
what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
little bit. That's a lot of little bit.
Yeah, but it was appropriate for me at the time. You know what I'm saying? I done got a little thick now, so of course I'm not gonna be walking around with my stomach out. Well, I'm not gonna walk around because I done got older too. I'm not walking around with my stomach out and all that. So yeah, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
What should you do if your partner is trying to fix you? Having an open conversation about how it makes you
But
feel.
before you go to that, before you even go to that, how do you know if a person is a fixer or not? Like in a relationship, right? How do you know if that person is doing things to try to fix the other person or change the other person?
How do I know if a person is a fixer?
Yeah, how can someone identify if they are in a fixer role in the relationship?
Uh, uh, a person is
Consistently trying to solve
your problems.
the
Solve your
partner's problems,
yeah.
feeling responsible for their happiness, or believing that the relationship will only work if they change certain behaviors.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that because I know going into your next question kind of like align that.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot what I was about to answer.
Well, just read your
what I
question again.
said? What are the dangers
Mm-hmm.
of trying to fix someone in a relationship? Trying
No,
to
that
fix
wasn't where you was at.
what? See,
That wasn't what you should remember what you were saying. It was aligned with you fixing.
why do people often try to fix relationships?
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
Oh, all right.
Mm.
People may try to fix their partners out of love, a desire to help, or because they believe that changing certain behaviors will improve the relationship. It can also stem from codependency or a savior complex. Uh, Again, why do people often try to fix their partner's relationship? They want to be the savior. They really love the person, really care about the person, and this is relationship wise. If far as the man and the woman, uh, they try to improve it. They thinking that's what they're thinking. They can improve it. And can you love someone and still recognize that you can't fix them? I said that earlier.
Yeah, we
Ab- abs-
yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And so, so how can someone break the cycle of trying to fix others in their relationship? How can someone break the cycle of trying to fix others in their relationships? Recognize the pattern. Focus on self awareness and set healthy boundaries. It's important to shift the focus from changing others to understanding and improving oneself. Right? So, what should you do if your partner is trying to fix you? Having an open conversation about that's it right there. Have an open conversation about how it makes you feel. Emphasize the importance of acceptance and mutual respect and suggest ways to support each other's growth without trying to change one another. That's good. When you
That's good.
okay. So what advice would you give to someone who struggles with the need to fix others? The advice that I would give is to focus on self-growth and understanding that you can only control your own actions and reactions. Practice acceptance, set boundaries, and seek support if needed to break the cycle of trying to fix others. When it's all said and done, we cannot fix nobody. Fixing starts with you and me. Fixing starts with us. When we look in the mirror, fix what we need to fix about us. And when a person see you doing something and fixing you, they're going to see something within them and that needs to be fixed. I'm reminded, and I'm always it says this: trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not into your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all of your ways, and he will direct your path. We put our trust in everybody except for God himself. So we got to trust in God first. Lean not into our own understanding. My grandmother always said, look to the hills from which cometh your help. The more you study God's word, you will learn about him. The more I've learned, the more I open up that book, I learn more about me. Because everything that I needed to learn about me was within that book. So you gotta say anything else? So we thank y'all for watching this episode.
Help me find your baby, transformation.